Thank you very much, and thank you, Devin, for having us at this wonderful company. And I know that Tim will be bringing you back up in a few minutes. But I want to thank Tim for the warm introduction and his steadfast support. I'd also like to thank Martin Babinek, who I've met with many times, for his passion and his vision on forming the Upstate Jobs Party. We are indeed honored to receive this endorsement and to qualify for the Upstate Jobs Party. What I think is lost on some of us, though, is the fact that my opponent has actually opposed upstate jobs. And I don't get that. What person running for state senate would oppose upstate jobs? This entire campaign is about upstate New York, to central New York, and its families, and being part of the upstate jobs line is very crucial to our success in winning in November. But more importantly, it's crucial to the success of our local economy. As your county comptroller, I've walked up and down this street many times, and it's so nice to see a young company flourishing right beneath our nose. And this is what the Upstate Jobs Party and its platform stands for, the new innovation economy, and it's great to see a young company succeeding in Central New York. Central New York has one of the highest concentrations of college students, but yet we continue to lose those students. You might have heard of this called the brain drain, and I believe this is what Upstate Jobs is looking to stop. We're looking to thwart that brain drain. We want these young people that we've made significant investments through our local universities, Syracuse University, and of course one of my favorites, Lemoyne College, make those repeated investments. We need to keep those people here in Central New York. The Upstate Jobs Party is a unifying force in this regard and will work on economic development efforts and resources into the innovation economy, not boondoggles that benefit massive political donors. And we all are aware of the economic failures that we've had in development programs. The innovation economy jobs provide opportunities for young and talented workers to grow, thrive, and achieve in ways we can't imagine. And if we don't support these efforts, we will never stop the outflow of our greatest resources. The UJP has been a vocal advocate for changing the way we approach economic development. We're all aware of those convictions and the problems we've had in previous economic development initiatives. You don't have to look very far to see disgusting examples of the economic development deals built more around donations going into the governor's pocket than creating jobs and supporting innovation. Instead of real programs to encourage investments in entrepreneurial ecosystems, we have an annual economic game show where the governor picks winners and losers like some sort of Hunger Games. This is not how you bring about innovation and growth. Finally, the Upstate Jobs Party, as I like to say, UJP, embraces a need for a complete and holistic reform of New York State government. Can anyone possibly disagree with this? We have a non-existent Public Ethics Commission, an Attorney General selected by New York City Assembly Democrats, and a real scenario where all New York's constitutional officers have been convicted of some form of felony in the last 10 years. And lastly, the Speaker of the Assembly and the Senate Majority Leader have been convicted of corruption, and it is my understanding that Sheldon Silver literally reported to jail today. So the Upstate Jobs Party platform is one I fully support, and I'm honored to have their support. But let me tell you how important this election will be. Just last week, in the Democratic primaries around the state, mainstream leaders who had sought bipartisan solutions were thrown to the curb by the New York City liberals. Well, I guess they now openly identify as socialist candidates. It's a scary time indeed. This new faction seeking to take over the state Senate wants to see policies like universal job guarantees, forced governmental takeover of health care, the abolition of security and law enforcement initiatives that have kept us safe from terrorists, attacks, and job stifling and innovation crippling policy that will bankrupt us. Now is the time. There has never been a more important election. Upstate cannot afford to sit back and let this cabal take over our state government. Call me crazy, but I've never seen much innovation or job growth in places that embrace socialism. As an attorney, CPA, and public official, I've seen it all in business and in government, and I ask you to consider supporting me on November 6th so I can fight every day for the entrepreneurs and small businesses making our region great. Thank you again, and God bless.